Hey, grand rising and bright blessings to all of my pedal patrons. Welcome to Wednesday. Welcome to the full moon. Welcome to the 11th. Welcome to an 8 numerological energy value and frequency day with 8 transits taking place in this energy of the full moon. So the day is going to be split really. And it's going to be very energetically noticeable for a lot of people. I'm going to talk about each of those transits, and in supporting of the full moon, getting you prepared to use this energy in a couple of different ways. Now, primarily as a teacher and as a healer and as someone that's been doing this for a hot minute, I am encouraging, especially those of you that resonate with me and my students, to do a full release and receive ceremony, okay? You're releasing anything that is causing you to be indecisive about doing this, that, or the third. Indecisions that maybe are preventing you from saying what needs to be said to some person or taking an action on research or whatever the case may be. Identify what it is, because the 8 universal energy on its own is taking control and taking leadership, okay? So release yourself from those things that are holding you back. At least identify them, okay? And then in the receiving portion of it, you want to receive and you want to call your power back to yourself at minimum today, all right? So that is my take, because someone else says, well, you're not supposed to do it. Understand it from that context and perspective. And when you make space for new things to come in, you have to naturally release those things so that they have a place to go. Second thing, as a healer, is that there's a lot of extra coming on up in this energy spaces up here. So crown chakra, third eye, and things of that nature. A lot of coding energy wants to come in. You need to give it space. So dump the old codes, okay? Get rid of the older energies that are no longer doing anything. They're just taking up space. They just are taking up space. It's like that pickle jar in the back of the fridge that got one little pickle in there. Eat the pickle, okay? Clear it out. Anyway, so plus we're talking about the positive blessings that most of us are going to be receiving for the next year based upon what Jupiter wants to do. It wants you to explore this new space. It wants you to explore these new opportunities. It wants you to explore all of the positive things that you really can receive. So think about it in that context as well. Okay, let's get down to the transits and how the day is sort of going to split. Now, the first thing that you see in the map is this ginormous grand trine energy that's taking place within all of the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and of course, Sagittarius energy being a big part of that. The thing is, later on today, specifically at about just before 4 o'clock, 3:54 p.m., we're going to have a gap where the moon is going to take a long time to transition into Capricorn, and that's going to be officially at about 9:55 p.m. So what happens when we have that big gap? The moon is not as influential on energy. It will be some of the other planetary positions that are taking place. It doesn't mean that you're still not in the Sagittarius full moon. It just means that you have the opportunity to really ground that energy when the moon shifts into Capricorn. But here's the positive aspects that are taking place outside of all of these positive motions about going forward, being positive, and going through and utilizing this healing energy to support you. Mama Venus is having a beautiful sextile. That's that purple line that's going right here. Beautiful, tangible, touchable things while she's hanging out there in Taurusville, and the communication that is required to help support you with that. So that is one of the best transits that we have going on in the heavens today. Now, we are going to experience the opposition here. You can see it, the blue line, the opposition, not only with its rulership, so Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, but also this opposition going on with the Sun and Gemini. It's kind of giving us the same kind of a conversation. You have to allow, especially later on this afternoon, things to shift energetically. Give some space to a few different things to be give it permission to sort of go and do what it needs to be able to do. In other words, just be flexible in the different conversations and things that you have today, but push forward as much as you can within these morning, early afternoon hours to get done what you need to get done. Okay. Now, the other thing that I want to call into your attention is the fact that there is going to be a quincunx that develops here between the moon and this Uranus in Taurus here coming in. That's also another way of solidifying 7:27 p.m. about things that really do need to be able to be shifted. Be aware that things are going to make adjustments today. It's just gonna take place. You just have to be prepared for it. And the other thing that's coming in here that supports that as well is the trine with Pluto in that same sign. So stuff's gonna shift today. It just is, but it doesn't have to be anything scary. If you are prepared to move out of a situation or some sort of a feeling that again, you want to jump on board and you're just a little bit nervous, do it. Okay, so in general, because we have all of these different trines that are taking place, this grand trine taking place here, I'm going to just do it in elemental energy. If you're an earth sign today, so if you are a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, you're probably going to take more energy from the latter part of the day. Even in that voided energy, make sure that you're maintaining your strength today and do things from a position of strength. That 8 universal energy alone tells you what it is that you need to do. All of us, really. It's be in your power position. So use and save your energy for the right critical moment, okay? If you are an air sign, if you are a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius, then one of the things the universe wants you to be prepared for today is making a choice. Some of it possibly could be very specifically revolving around resources, money, or having to be in a couple of different places. Make sure you're giving yourself the opportunity to be flexible. So get done what you need to get done so you have time a little bit later. Fire signs, very clearly, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. You want to be in a position where you are not burning yourself out. It's okay that your energy points today are going to be really amplified. Just make sure you're trying to balance it as best as you can, and you need to watch your spending on things that are not making you feel comfortable. Not negative. If you need it, go get it. If you want it and you got it, go do you. But just be mindful that you aren't being taken over by all of this extra energy, okay? And you will sort of burn yourself out later. If it's not financial, it could be a little bit just ungrounded in energy alone. Make sure you take many breaks today. Take a nap if you have the opportunity, and do some cleansing and clearing within your energy. And then that brings us to the water signs. So Cancerians, Scorpions, and our Piscean friends out here today, this is going to be a little bit of mix of go, stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. So I love the energy of the 2-2-2 method, which is 2 hours of this, 2 hours of that, 2 hours of something else. Do a little bit of a few different things. Don't commit to too many things. You really need to ride the wave of the different shifts that are going to take place today. And if you can do that, you're going to have a very energetically brilliant sort of a day. All right. Some of you guys I will see a little bit later in live, but as always, may you receive everything you need, everything that you want and desire, and continue to find the beauty in all things. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.